Yeah, there's a fish right under the boat.
That's a bigger fish. Oh, fish on. Get him, man. Yee! Doing some summertime snooking. That's what it's all about, baby. What's up, Mangs? Welcome to the MANG channel. We're exploring the Loxahatchee River, and we're going to be doing some snook fishing. We're going to start out here in the inlet, and then we're going to see if we can catch a big snook. I think we got some fish here. We're gonna try to see if we can't drop down a nice little croaker and get a bite. So we'll see.
Croaker time. So these guys are called croakers, I'm assuming by the noise they make. They do a little croaking. All right. Nothing better than a little fish slime on the hands in the morning. With a live bait, we play the waiting game.
This is the time of year where they're spawning. So my theory is that when the tide slows down, that's when they get into their spawn. And these little grunts and croakers, they actually feed on the eggs. And the snook get aggressive on them.
All right, we're in the water. Current's ripping, so we're just gonna let it fall back until we hit bottom. See if we can't get lucky today. We'll catch
Got some weedage.
First catch of the day, boys.
Oh, we got a fish. Oh, we're fish on.
We got a fish on.
Got
Snook
a
on.
nice snook.
Oh,
Woo!
that was cool.
Spit the hook right at the side of the boat. But that's what we're here for. So,
that's what we're
nice
here
fish,
for.
buddy.
Woo! All right, we got a bite. Right where I said he was gonna be.
It's always fun to see them come up top there and shake their heads like that. That's why we love snook fishing so much. It just, you know, they're such a lively fish. Well, we are getting a lot of sargassum right now, which is no fun. As that tide slacks out, we should get less of that. And then we'll keep getting on some fish, and then our goal is to chase this tide up river. So what we've got here is we've got water coming out of the Loxahatchee, fresh water meeting the Atlantic, salt water. And that's what makes up an estuary, right? The mixture between salt and fresh is truly what a lot of these fish are after. Like, these snook love going up the river, and they love also utilizing the saltwater resources. So they go to the backwater to search for mullet, different types of bait fish like croakers, and you know, in the inlets they look for grunts and other things. So there's a variety of species that get to mix in this ecosystem. And having a truly natural freshwater ecosystem that's really, in my opinion, one of the most undisturbed ecosystems here in Florida is truly unique to why the Loxahatchee is so robust with fish. We're gonna go poke our nose out around front, see if we can't find a fish laying on the outside of the current here. There might be a fish there, let's see if we get lucky. Beautiful little healthy snook right there.
Yeah, there's a fish right under the boat.
That's a bigger fish.
That's a good fish. Good fish.
Big fish coming up top.
Oh, there she goes.
Nice little head shake next to the boat. Let's go. Win some, you lose some, boys. Oh, yep. There you go. Keeps on. Double it up. Double it up.
Got the double with the twins.
Dogging me a little bit. Double fish chaos, boys.
Woohoo!
Doubled up, boys. Double up, double trouble. There you go.
It's important that you take care of these fish. These are next season spawning breeders. We want to make sure that we release that fish healthy that we caught before. Phew!
All right, that's caught snook there. So just give us about 5 minutes soak. Let that croaker croak up, and we'll see what happens.
Let her croak.
See, my technique is Rodney's going to do all the work for me. So we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, that's good fish.
Kyle's in the zone over here. Let me reel up. Nice
Coming at us.
Good fish. Nice big fish. All right, let's redeem
On
ourselves.
top, on top, she's on top.
Let's redeem ourselves here, guys. Oh, sorry, Eric.
Try to keep a little more angle on her. She's coming right at the boat. Trying to just shake that hook again. All right. All right.
Feisty, feisty girl. Feisty, feisty, feisty girl.
Come on, Keith, get it in there. Oh, he got it. Look at that fish. Another healthy snook.
Another healthy snook.
And let's give him the Palm Beach release.
Nice Palm Beach release. You want to make sure that you hold them in the water after you catch them for as long as possible until they feel like they have the strength to swim away on their own. There he goes.
Nice work, Keith. You know what? Every now and again, he gets lucky.
I killed the croaker for you.
And I'm pretty stoked when he gets lucky. That's 3 for 4 for Mr. Mang.
I still got the biggest for now.
Keith's got the biggest fish. I had the biggest fish next to the boat, but Keith couldn't land it. It's hard to fish with your brother because you put a lot of pressure on him.
So much pressure.
And if he fails, man, he fails hard. And if he succeeds, well, he also fails. So that's just brotherhood, I think, in a nutshell. Never give them too much credit, otherwise they think they're getting ahead. So.
Brotherhood.
Best thing about being a twin is it goes both ways equally and as often as possible. All right, we're gonna tie up. And since this segment is gonna include us going upriver, I think we should make that move here soon. So Keith, give it one more time.
We're gonna give her one more bait out there, and then we're
gonna roll. Keith and I had a great morning fishing up here in the inlet. We got on a couple nice snook. We even got to double up, and that was a lot of fun. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna head up the river. We're gonna go see if we can't get a backwater fish, and we're also gonna teach you about mangrove ecosystems. Yeah, buddy.
So historically, this shoreline behind me here, this is the Jupiter Inlet Lighthouse. This is one of their shorelines here. There was all mangroves growing along this shoreline back in the day. And they actually, unknowingly, ripped them out to have better access to the inlet here, right? So by doing that, they had a ton of erosion over the years. You know, where we're sitting right now in the water used to be sediment and shoreline where the mangroves used to grow out to, and now the shoreline has receded all the way back to where it is now. And we actually, these are our mangroves that we planted with the Bureau of Land Management. And as you can see, there's riprap now. We're reestablishing that shoreline. The mangroves are looking healthy, and we're trying to rebuild what was lost here years ago. And the importance of this project is not only to preserve the historic Jupiter Lighthouse, but also to help give back to our estuaries here and to our fisheries and provide more habitat for bait fish and really help to feed this whole inlet ecosystem that we just enjoyed fishing. So that's the history of what has happened here. As you can see behind me, we have done an awesome job to stabilize this shoreline. There's already thousands and thousands of fiddler crabs that are moving into this shoreline here.
Yeah, so historically, you know, most of Palm Beach County would have been mangrove shorelines. And as we head upriver, you'll see a lot of houses, a lot of development. And you know, you talk to some of the natives around here that grew up in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and most of this river was untouched. Those properties were not there, those mangroves were there, and the stories about the robustness of these ecosystems was twofold, threefold.
We have made it to the wild and scenic portion of the Loxahatchee River. As we get into more freshwater, we're seeing more and more cypress habitat versus mangrove. What we're seeing here is water that has moved through cypress swamps. And as you can see, their intricate bark systems, the cypress knees, these also provide structure and shoreline stabilization. These ecosystems really are critical, just like the mangrove is critical to our brackish water ecosystems. It's really unique to see cypress and mangroves growing amongst each other in that transition zone. And without, mangroves and cypress as that natural first barrier to absorbing excess nutrients, a lot of those nutrients would just go straight into our estuaries, polluting our estuaries with too many nutrients. So we're gonna head back down now the river and go through all of our freshwater cypress swamps, through our brackish estuaries with our mangroves, and back out towards the inlet.
So what's unique is we just moved 300 yards from where we were sitting just a minute ago, right next to all those cypress. And what we have here is a plethora of mangroves. So a transition zone or an ecotone can change that quickly. You can go from one ecosystem to the next, just like that, just based upon environmental pressures. And as you can see, the water's more tannic. We've got a lot of detritus and a lot of sediment. Riverine mangroves are known for being the fastest growing and the tallest growing of all mangroves because of the nutrients they receive. So one of the unique things about Jupiter is they've compromised with the shorelines here. You do have people that have put in just seawalls, but we do have these beautiful estates that have done what we call windowing. So when you window a mangrove, you take the canopy and you actually take from 6 feet up, you can cut till 10 feet. Anything above 10 feet must remain a mangrove. So what you do is you actually continue to keep the infrastructure of the mangrove. You still allow for upper canopy for birds and other types of things to land, and then you still maintain the beauty of a mangrove shoreline and the added benefit for you because you get to enjoy your view. What we're trying to do with MANG is we're trying to teach people that when you keep a shoreline intact, the ecosystem footprint is super huge. It's a free seawall, so you don't have to keep making seawalls, and all you have to do is give it a little trim to keep your view. Now, is trimming challenging? Is there hurdles that you have to go through to get a professional mangrove trimmer? Sure. But at the end of the day, you have one of the most beautiful places in the world, which is here in Florida, and you get to be a part of the ecosystem instead of destroying it. And when you go out on your dock, the biodiversity of fish life around your dock is going to be twinfold compared to a seawall. Seawalls have no added benefit to the ecosystem, except snook do love seawalls because that's where they can smash baits up against the wall because there's nowhere for the bait to go. What do mangroves do? They provide that habitat for baits to go in and out of the mangroves to seek safety. So do snook love when baits go back into the mangroves? No, but the baits do, right? They get a chance to survive another tide. So every day those mangrove roots are exposed, which is when things begin to feed because all that bait pulls out of those mangroves. And that's why we target mangroves when we do inshore fishing. All right, we're back at the Jupiter Inlet after our Loxahatchee River tour. We're gonna try to catch another snook. One of the perks of being in the Jupiter Inlet on the incoming tide is this blue water. So Keith's gonna hop up in the tower and see if he can't spot some snook. Get him out. Yeet! He's a pretty fish, he's got some nice color. Nice, pretty snook. That's how we do it, baby. That's a healthy snook. That's a 37. That's a bigger fish. That's a big fish. That's what it's all about, baby. Doing some summertime snooking. Jupiter Inlet fishing. Yeah.
All right, nice tight line.
Very healthy fish. Let's give her the old release, all right? That's a wrap, Mang. So today we finished up our Loxahatchee River scenic fishing tour. And we got to catch some snook and we soaked some croakers and we had a good day on the water. If you guys like what you saw today, you can like and subscribe to our page, MANG Gear. Also, we're going to be showing you a little bit about who MANG is. We're an outdoor apparel brand who plants a mangrove for every product we sell. So go check out our pages, check out how we're saving the world one mangrove at a time.
And also check out our brand new product. This is made out of 17 recycled water bottles. It's our new UPF 50 hoodie. We call it Tri-Leaf Fish Lamb. We got the redfish, snook, and tarpon on there. It's a brand new product. Go check out our website, www.manggear.com, to purchase one and support our mission to plant mangroves around the world. Woo! Peace, Mangs. Till next time.